Hi, everybody, and welcome to Chats with Yvonne. So, in today's episode, I am going to be talking to two of my bestest friends in the world. They are my sisters. They are the kinds of friends that over time become family, and we are inseparable. Though sometimes we're separate, we are very much inseparable. And I wanted to bring them on here because I am a pretty independent person, and I'm guilty of saying, like, I don't need anybody. But these two I cannot live without. They, throughout really since middle school, you'll get a chance to get to know them a little bit better, but we have been the bestest of friends, and they have been there for me for so many different things. In particular, I wanted to bring this conversation to light because I think it's so important to talk about how much our friendships truly, truly empower us and make us better and are really awesome and good for our well-being. We're going to go ahead and welcome Rosie and Avalon, have them introduce themselves, and we'll go ahead and get started with this conversation. Well, welcome, Avalon and Rosie. How are you?
Doing fantastic, Yvonne. How are you?
Doing great.
Okay, so I think first we're going to have you all introduce yourselves. And you can introduce yourselves in whatever way you want. You know, like I sort of always hate when they're like, oh, who are you? What do you do? Right? So if you want to introduce yourself that way, feel free to do that. But you can also use 3 words to describe yourselves. Rosie, we can start with you.
You know, everybody always starts with me at work. I think I'm the easy target because number 1 word that I was going to say is loud. Number 2, ready.
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 3rd word, spirited, you know? I think I'm a lively person. I like to have fun. I like to get lit.
Yeah, you do.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Seen it.
There. All right, Avalon, what are yours?
Go, Av.
I'm Avalon. I use she, her pronouns. Everybody just start nodding. Let's see, 3 words. I'm energetic. I am always game, hyphenated, always game. And I'm harmonizing.
I like that one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
So clearly you both are energetic, and I feel like I always kind of fall somewhere in between Rosie and Avalon. Like in everything, it's always just kind of been like that. So I have my moments where I'm energetic, and then other times where I'm like, come on, y'all, let's just calm down, let's just, chill. But yeah, I definitely think Rosie and Avalon always bring the best out of me. So
Yeah, we're definitely the non-chill ones. Yvonne keeps us grounded.
Yeah, I guess my 3 words would be cool, calm, and collected.
Ooh, damn. Did you just come up with that?
You say that. Lucy's of Yvonne. All right. Now, trivia question for any of you. How long have we been friends?
15
16-ish years?
15 years.
15 solid years, yeah.
Isn't that wild?
2005 squad.
Dude, 2020 right now. Fuck.
It's so wild. I remember when we were like, oh my gosh, when we're 15, when we're 16, we're gonna be so grown.
Uh-huh.
Hell no.
Dude, this is the oldest. Yeah, 15. We've literally lived like when we were teenagers. It's been as long as that.
Yeah.
Some people have been born when we were friends, and now they're teenagers.
My brother, we had siblings.
My brother was born the year we met.
Right.
That's so crazy. Why I wanted to have you both in particular here is because, one, you've always served as my kind of like my foundation for like who I am, what I do, all of that stuff. And I feel like every single time we come together, it's like who we are at our core. And we all went to different colleges. We all went, and we do have our own interests. We have like completely different interests too at times, but kind of it all comes together somehow. And the reason that I think that's, I mean, I don't know what the reason is. So that's why I kind of want to talk to you, both of you, about it. But I think it's so special that we're able to go live our lives, do our separate things. But then when we come back together, it's always this like harmony, right, among us. So I wanted to ask you, why do you think that is? Like, what do you think is that one thing or that multiple things that kind of keep us stuck together as friends. And
well, I want to first I want to echo what you said about like us like feeling like this is kind of my grounding in terms of like when I go out and do things. It's like, you know, it's just this sense like no matter how long I spend apart from y'all or whether or not I'm like actively thinking about y'all all the time, it's like I know that like at my core, like I got Rose and Yvonne, you know what I mean? Like they're at my back. It's like that, like just like you don't even have to think about it, but I want to like really emphasize that's how it feels like. It's like we can go and do whatever, be with any type of people, and I always know that like, oh, if people start to get to know me more, then like sooner or later they're gonna hear, yeah, got my best friends since I was young, my sisters, Rose and Yvonne, like they're part of my background, they're part of my story, you know? That's how it's like. And I just wanted to echo that. I don't know why that is. I'm thinking about it first though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a like how does that even happen? Maybe it's what do we do? What are we actively engaged in doing in our friendship that kind of keeps us bonded, right? Because you know you have like your family, like we chose each other, right? It wasn't like we were born into this.
I've been trying to get rid of y'all for hella long.
Right. It's impossible.
Right. Sure.
I think it's just because we've met at such a impressionable age, you know, like 10 years old, and we just, you know, found each other, we found comfort in each other because we knew we came from the same background. We knew that we didn't have to explain anything to each other, and when we hung out with each other's families, it wasn't weird. Like there was no questions. You're like, this is life. Like,
yeah, exactly. But that's the thing too about that. But that's what's so interesting about that is like we we knew these things about each other, yet it was never spoken about, and it wasn't something like you like as a 10-year-old you're aware of the differences between you and other people's families. You know what I mean? It's not like we were like conscious of it like in the front of our mind, but something about being with each other just felt comfortable immediately. We're like, this feels comfortable. I don't see any reason to go anywhere else. And I feel like for my self-belief, at least, it was only later in life when I got older, when I started having more consciousness of like our situation in relationship to other people, that I started realizing these things that brought us together. Like, you know, when you're younger, you're just like, yeah, these are my friends. Like,
yeah. And it's so funny because I think I've said this multiple times, but I often think if we hadn't met in middle school, like if we hadn't met at such a young age, would we be friends now? Or would we have crossed paths, like our interests or like all of these different things? And I think what's so powerful about our friendship too is that we've been able to grow with one another. So in middle school, Avalon, like you just said, we didn't necessarily, or maybe we did, we were conscious of things. You know, I definitely know that I was definitely conscious of some things, some layers of my experiences, but you don't develop this consciousness around yourself in relation to the rest of the world until you experience even more shit, right? And so I think like along the way, we kind of always had each other to explore those things and like different perspectives and different thoughts that we had. Like, I feel like we've always been really good at just talking to each other about like, yo, I'm going through this and I have no idea what the, like what do you think kind of thing. And just like literally just a safe space to talk about whatever it is that's going on. And then be like, okay, cool. This is a space of no judgment. I can say whatever, but I'll come out of it having a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Or
yeah, we talk about anything.
We literally do. Part of this conversation is also just how much friendship forms part of your well-being. When there are times that you kind of don't want to talk to people, how do you suggest people manage that or balance the like, hey, I know you need your space, but like I still want to be there for you, and I know to be there for you because you're my best friend. How do you both manage that?
Again, I think we're lucky and special in our relationship where it's unspoken, where we can just be like, are you good? And we don't have to pry to the point where like you're gonna tell me like what's wrong, like, hey, what's up? And you're like, yo, this is what's up, and you're like right out the gate. There's no prying, there's no like I have to like dig to the core. I always feel like if I'm gonna ask you like what's wrong, you're gonna tell me.
Yeah.
Because we've created such a space where you don't have to second guess the space or the safety emotionally that you're in. So again, like I think we're just super lucky to not have to think about it. You get to be, you know, as a person.
It's I mean, I don't know if I should be admitting this, and I probably should go because, you know, I just should. Everyone should. But it's almost like therapy. I've never been to therapy before, but like if I did, it's what I would want it to be like. We literally talk, and sometimes it literally is me talking to Rosie and Avalon, but like really, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to myself and just like going back and forth in my mind.
We're just soundboards.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I feel like I don't even know too. Sometimes I feel like it's just like, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind about like crying or not, you know what I mean? I also feel like it's never has to be asked too. It's like when you see each other, it's just like, okay, yo, like this is what's going on. Yeah. This is what's happening. This is what life is like. I don't know, it's so interesting. It's just like it's not something I ever like think about. I don't think about the intricacies of like when I should or should not say something. It's just like,
yeah,
we just are doing our thing.
Avalon picks me up every Wednesday morning before we go kayaking at 6 a.m. all the time. As soon as I get in the car, I'm like, bruh. That's the first word out of my mouth. I'm like, okay.
FOMO.
This is what happened this week.
So much FOMO off of that. No.
Rosie is never late too. That's the thing. She's always there, waiting in the morning when I text her.
I have to say this about both Rosie and Avalon. They're late to everything. They are late to everything, and I'm always like an hour early to things. So the fact that she's on time for that, and you too, Avalon. I mean,
I know the thing is, I'm late sometimes. I'm always like, I'm gonna be 10 minutes late.
God. Of course,
but it works out.
Coffee, ready to go.
And I'm like, oh, thank God, the coffee.
Okay, speaking of FOMO and tardiness and differences, do you all think, and I mean, I had like a hard time thinking about this, but maybe you all have a different perspective, has there ever been a challenge in our friendship?
I don't think we've ever gotten mad at each other or like had any problems because we know anything that we do is never out of ill intent. Like anything we do, even if it hurts your feelings, it never came from malicious intent, never meant to hurt your feelings at all. So I think like even if you do get jealous, you're like, oh, she probably just didn't like think about it or probably didn't like it. You know?
I never once feel like, oh, she like doesn't want to hang out with me or she didn't tell me because of whatever. It's like we all know that we all have our own lives.
Yeah.
It's like no, we're all okay with that. And it's like if there ever a time where we want to be included, we'll be like, oh, I want to come next time. And they're like,
or just say, I'm coming.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'll be there.
Send me the address.
Right.
That's so funny. And you know that like reminds me of something that just happened. We've seen each other. We've been with each other through a couple different relationships, both friendships and romantic relationships and relationships with our families and all this stuff. And I think one of the things that I really am thankful for is one, having both of you to kind of offer perspective, but also you have always let me live through whatever that journey was and experience needed to be for me. Like I think, you know, for example, like one of my last relationships, right? We talked about, you know, all this stuff and, you know, we would have these conversations and blah, blah, blah. And you both always let me just like live through it. You're like, okay, cool. And then when I finally decided, you know, like, yeah, this isn't what I want. I don't want to be doing this. Then you were both like, oh, thank God. I mean, you didn't say, oh, thank God, right? You didn't say that, but you kind of, like Rosie, the other day, you said like, I cried when you decided to like stay in that relationship, you know? So I think the care and love that we have for each other allows us to like be there for each other, but also still let each other experience what we got to experience on our own, you know? So I think that's super powerful.
Yeah. I think there's like a lot to be said about trusting each other's decisions in terms of like, we're not going to be out here judging each other for whatever decisions we make.
Yeah.
But we will, you know, if it got to a point where it got like a big problem and things were really changing, maybe we would sit down and have a conversations with each other, be like, we don't know if this is a good idea, but it's like, it wasn't to that point. And it was also something we're just like, we trust you to make the decision for yourself. Like, you're doing your thing. Like, there's never going to be judgment here. We're never going to be like feeling like shade towards you or anybody, either one of us, for any of that. And I want to go back to like, it was making me think of like why we've stayed together, and I think about the other answers to the questions. Other questions, it's like, I don't know, confidence in this relationship. Like, there's no insecurities here. We can all do whatever we want. We can say whatever we want, and we can know that like, even if we said something not okay, that it wouldn't mean that the other person didn't love us, and it also wouldn't mean that they wouldn't like, yeah, they just like maybe say something about it. But it's like confidence, and like we can go and do or be whoever we need to be, and we're gonna have each other's back. Like, that's just, you know.
This is what all relationships should be like. Is like
Right.
freeing to be you, like 100%. Whether it's like one day I want to stay home and not do anything, and the next day I want to get cute and take selfies and take all the videos, or maybe low key today. It's like it's all part of just
It doesn't matter.
being people.
And going back to the video of Avalon's mom's wedding,
Oh yeah.
her vows said, love is liberation. And that doesn't even mean like romantic love. That's all love across. So I think we do that for each other. We liberate each other by letting us be free in our friendship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that really is the source of our connection, is liberation, literally.
There it is.
And this is
When I
this
watched
is what I
that,
want.
my whole life changed.
And this is what I want in every single one of my relationships. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of like, this is not just one relationship that's only about friends. It's like relationship and family, relationship and romantic people. It's like, this is, we've been working at this for 15 years. So folks at home, does not come easy. It takes time and patience and trust.
Yeah. And speaking of our 15 years together, that we've been in this beautiful sisterhood and relationship, what is each one of you can go, but what is one of your most favorite moments of all three of us together, of one of us, just what is one or a couple, I know 15 years is,
I have so many.
memories.
I got one off the bat.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memories, the first thing that came into my head, is that we went up for my 16th birthday. We went up to Tahoe with my mom, and we were in the car, and we listened to Lucky by Jason Mraz over and over and over and over again.
Literally.
Like a 3-hour car ride. Like,
and your mom was so good about just like, okay, sure. Like, and the whole ride, y'all, like, lucky I'm in love with my baby.
I know every single lyric to that song just from that car ride, and each time none of us were bored of it. We're like, we're doing it again.
song ever. This is us, guys.
What's wrong with us?
We're in love with each other. We're in love with my best friend.
My best friend. We're like,
and then it would be over. It would be over. And be like, yeah, one more time.
Just one more time. Yeah. I was telling Yvonne before this started. This is my favorite memory of Yvonne. Basketball, 6th grade.
best memory ever. Best memory ever.
So, picture this. This is the semifinals. No, just kidding. Our team sucked. It was a regular game. And
Best memory.
never won a basketball game. 6th grade. And so there's literally 5 seconds left on the clock. Yvonne is inbounding the ball from the other team's side of the court. So everybody's yelling. There's a lot of noise. Yvonne's going to inbound the ball. I'm there ready to catch it. And then I'm like, Yvonne, go. Oh, no, sorry. Opposite. It was the other way. I was inbounding the ball. She had the ball. So I inbounded it to her, and I just started screaming. And I was like, go, Yvonne, go. So she turns around, and she shoots the ball on the wrong side of the court. And we could have won. Well, we could have been tied. But we could have won that game. And Yvonne was so embarrassed, she cried.
It was so embarrassing, and my brother was there, and everyone was laughing at me. And then, what's so funny is Avalon and you, like, I knew wanted to laugh, but we're also like, no, it's okay. And then Avalon kind of got mad at Danny, my brother, because he was laughing at me. But
I don't remember. I got mad at Danny. I don't even remember that.
From my perspective, everybody, I was dribbling the ball. We had switched courts, and I thought we were still shooting at the same basket. I was like, oh, I'm about to get this. So then I hear people yelling at me, and in my mind, like, I thought they were yelling at me, like, cheering me on. I was like, hell yeah. So then I shoot the 2-pointer, and then I like look over or something to my right, and the other team started cheering, and I was like, and I think I looked at you guys, but I was like,
Everybody's mouth, like everybody's jaw dropped. It was
I started crying.
I remember so specifically too. I was just watching her do it, and I was just like, and I remember too, like the feeling. I wasn't even upset. I was just like, I was inside, like, holy fuck, this is so fucking funny. I can't believe how funny it is. But I was like, oh god, this is just keep it chill. Like, this is so embarrassing. But like, I was like, I don't remember it all being mad. I just remember being like, damn, she really just shot on her own. Like, when in basketball, do you ever shoot? And that's the thing too. Remember, it was a good shot too. Like, not all net. It was all net. There was no rim. There was no backboard. It was from outside.
Nice.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh god.
That's such a funny memory. That is, yeah, that was like.
Traumatized from that. Like, I still think about that all the time. Like, if anyone ever asks me what's one of your most embarrassing moments, that was it.
Such a good one.
One of my favorite memories was our Santa Barbara trip, where we like finally got, like, we're old enough or something to road trip together. And
we just graduated college, I think.
Yeah. And we just went for it, and it was just so much fun. Like, I like dancing on the beach, like I said in the beginning, right? Like, I feel like you all are like my foundation. So doing the simplest of things together just is like having cereal in the morning at that little like thing that we were staying at was like the best time, or going to the beach and eating like tortillas with Nutella was the bomb. I was like, damn, this shit's good, like things like that. And then just driving home and randomly being like, ooh, let's stop
at the strawberries,
and Rosie not wanting to, and it was hella hot, but like
100 degrees, and I was wearing all black.
I gotta tell you, we gotta say that story. That's hella funny too, because we're driving, I'm driving, Yvonne's in the passenger seat, and we're just like, just chilling out, listening to music, not really saying anything, and like Rosie's lying in the back seat. Like, Rosie also wants to get home early, like she doesn't want to get back late, so she was kind of like, yeah, let's get back home, like I want to go back. We're like, okay, cool. So we're driving, and Rosie's like lying back in the back seat, just chilling. She just goes like, oh look, a strawberry stand. And then me and Yvonne was like, where? And I was like, and we all
Strawberry farm.
Yeah.
Strawberry farm.
There's a strawberry farm, and Rosie was like, shit, I was just pointing something out. We didn't have to stop.
She was so pissed because she was just like, oh yeah, look at that. And then she's like, fuck, why did I point it out? It's like Avalon, who just like really likes the outdoors, and Yvonne's like literally loves strawberries.
The quick challenge is going to be like the mimic challenge. Let's introduce ourselves as one another.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. That's cute.
All right.
Who wants to go first? I'm kind of scared.
Wait, let's do. Who's gonna do who?
I'll do Yvonne. Yvonne does Avalon, and then Avalon will do me.
All right.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna introduce myself as Yvonne. Hi everyone, my name's Yvonne. I really like I love reading new books, I love learning new things, I really love communicating with other people in this world, and I just want to get to a center of intelligence where I just feel whole. So thank you all for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes. That's my in front of the camera, Yvonne.
So good though.
So good.
All right. I'll do Avalon. I'm trying to like think right now. Hey, I'm Avalon. I really love playing soccer. I'm actually really good at it, but I wouldn't say I'm good at it. But like I am. I can teach you all that. I also really love the outdoors, girl ventures, rock climbing all the way. I love being outdoors. If I could do anything, I would fly. That is my one wish in the life. Fly. Fly high, no lie.
Things don't change.
So true though. She's like, yeah, I do this. I'm kind of good at it, but you know, like, you're good. Just say that you're good.
No, fucking good at things.
Avalon is like Avalon. What I've always admired about Avalon is when she sets her mind to being really good at something or to like acquiring a new skill, she is 100% doing that. You know, like learning Spanish. Like, by the way, Avalon's fluent in Spanish, right? Like learning Spanish, or like I remember there was some time where you were taking some math class or something in college, or I don't remember what it was.
Calculus.
Go to office hours, or you would do like commitment.
Thank you.
Commitment.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Very sweet.
For now.
Okay, let's see if I can do. Let's do the Rosy. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to decide which persona.
I know.
Okay, let's see. Hey everybody, welcome to the meeting that I had set up, that I organized. I did all of the planning and organizing ahead of time, so it'd be really easy for you. So, Yvonne, you're gonna pair up with Rosy, and Rosy, you're gonna pair up with Yvonne. Make sure that you have your things in by 10 p.m. I am really good at managing people. I'm super charismatic. People love talking to me all the time. I'm also the bougiest gangster you ever meet. Home skill biscuit boy. That's Rosy.
Literally for displaying my dual personality.
Yeah, you know how to. You're like.
If you didn't add that at the end, I was gonna be like, yo, that's it. That's Rosy. All right, well, thank you both so much for joining me. This was an awesome conversation. I think, so Chats with Yvonne, for me, is really about, like, reflecting, connecting, and then, like, sharing out with the world. And I think we did a little bit of that all in one today. Like, we reflected on our friendship, what it means to us, how we all stay connected. And then now we're going to share it with the rest of the world. So thank you both for coming on Chats with Yvonne.
Thanks for having us, Yvonne. I'm so honored to be a guest on your show.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Again, I want to thank Rosy and Avalon for coming on Chats with Yvonne. They are a constant reminder to me of everything that I deserve, that we all deserve from our friendships and from our relationships. Every single one of them should feel liberating. And I can't wait for the next 15 years. I really hope that this conversation made you laugh a little bit, made you kind of reflect and think about the relationships that you have in your life. And I hope that they fall nothing short of liberating. So thank you so much for watching Chats with Yvonne. We'll see you at the next one.